Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am gonna be doing a brand new game again. So this game is called Project Cars. It is, to my opinion, one of the best racing games I have ever played, especially with a steering wheel. I'm using a steering wheel. The Logitech Driving Force GT works perfectly with the game. It actually works like a lot of steering wheels, so um, this video is meant as a sort of introduction to the game, and then I'm just gonna do some free practice laps and just talk about the game and the cars I'm gonna drive. Um, Project Cars is available on Steam. It is $49.99. I'll put a link down in the video description where you can buy it. Put a Steam link there. So in terms of cars, there's quite a lot of them, as you can see. Quite a lot of cars. So we all from, shifter carts and supercarts to Alpine, Ariel Adam, Aston Martin, Audi. We have the BAC Mono, which is really nice. We have BMWs, Caterhams, Fords. Then you have Formula A, B, C, Formula Golf 1000, and Formula Rookie. We've got the Apollo S from Gumpert, which is really nice, which I actually really like. And Ginetta G40 Junior, Ginetta's Lotus, McLaren is in here as well. Mercedes, Pagani, Radical, Renault. Got two Renaults there. I've actually never driven them. There's roughs, so they're basically the Porsches. They're basically the fake Porsches because no one except EA is allowed to use Porsche. And then we got the Scion FRS and the W Motors Lycan Hypersports. So I'm going to go with the McLaren P1 here for my first run, and then let's have a look at all the tracks. So we have Monza, we have the Azure Circuit, and then we have the Azure Coast, which is basically like a coastal road, which is about 20 kilometers long. And then you have that, and then you have it in the other direction, and then divided up into three different stages. Bathurst, Brands Hatch, BRNO, Cadwell, California Highway, which is basically the same as the Azure Coast, but then in a highway in California. Catalonia, Spa, Le Mans, Dubai Autodrome, Hockenheimring, Imola, Bugatti. There's a lot. You get the idea. There's a lot of tracks. So for this P1, I'm gonna get my home track, which is actually, well, not home, but it's sort of the nearest track I have, and that's Spa. It's I think it's about 100 kilometers away from where I live, but it's pretty much the closest track to my house. I'm gonna make it slightly cloudy, so you can have a look at like the clouds in the game as well. You have an idea of how those look. So I'm gonna press start here. You can see a very nice loading screen here as well. You got a map of the track, some information, where it is, how long it is, how much turns it has, and then the actual logo. So now you get in here. We get in the pit box, as it's called. It shows you the little weather forecast up there. It shows you your laps as well. I haven't done any laps, so it doesn't show anything. You can edit the tuning setup of your car, and this is where it gets interesting. That's where Project Cars sort of differs from most racing games. So you can change the front and the rear tire compound independently, the tire pressures, the brake pressure, the brake balance, and you have the settings for the force feedback, which is for the wheel. I have it quite low. I have it on 26. That seems quite low. I normally have it on 30, about there. I'm gonna have it on 30, because the force feedback on the Driving Force GT is actually quite hard. And if you put that to 100, it becomes really hard to move the steering wheel. You get FX scale, FY scale, FZ scale, all the scales here, FX smoothing. And then you get a summary from everything. I'm gonna press save here. And you can also edit your pit strategy, which I have never actually done. Those are the time progression, so you can put in more than one weather slot um, at once. So you can say, you know, I want it to be sunny at first, but then I want it to start raining. But it takes a bit long before it starts raining, and you want the rain now, so you can get the speed to 2x, 5x, 10x, 15x, 20x, 25x, 30x. I think you get it up to 60x. So yeah, there you go. They can restart session and exit. So let's do it. Let's drive. So here is the McLaren P1. We're in the interior. I'll show you a bit of the car and stuff, how the cars actually look in the game in just a sec when I get out of the pit box. This is Spa, very sharp turn right after the pit box to actually get onto the track. I'm not steering myself right now, by the way. That's the game doing that. I'm steering from now. It says manual control there. So you can see the car here. You can see the wheel. I have it set up so it turns in real time with the steering wheel I have. So it's 1-to-1. I can see the detail in the interior already. You know, a McLaren P1, I've seen the inside of the P1. It does actually look like this. I mean, I see detail of the carbon fiber on the dash. You get kind of an in-helmet view here, which I find quite obstructive. I don't really use that. They have a sort of on the roof view and then a back view of the car where you can just see the detail they put into making all of this. You can also see the track a bit. All the trees, it's very good graphics. You also see the little, how do you call them, the heat waves coming from the back of the car. You know, they're giving this ripple effect. Yeah, the detail in this game is and the graphics, they're awesome. So let's get into driving. So my car's in first, and let's floor it. And it is very fast. Very fast. I like. So yeah, that's like 250. It's insanely fast, this car. So it's not actually the fastest car in the game, but it comes pretty close to the fastest car in the game. So the McLaren P1 is actually a hybrid. So it combines a 3.8 liter V8 petrol engine with electric motor. The electric motor, I believe, has a range of about 20 kilometers solely on the electric motor. But come on, you wouldn't drive a car like this on electric power. You would drive it very hard with the complete package, which has 900 and I believe it's 45 brake horsepower, which is like crazy. That's like a lot, and that all goes to the rear wheels, by the way. This car, it's purely rear wheel drive, and you feel that in game. You know, I'll try and show you. You know, if you put your foot on the gas too early in this car, you're gone. It's over. I'll try and show that to you in one of the next turns if I can. You know, deliberately make it slide. So yeah, it's like this. Yeah, there you go, and there it goes. You know, too much power. Too much power before you get out of the turn. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing in this car. I'll give you an acceleration shot actually when I get back to the really straight bit at the beginning of Spa. I'll actually give you an acceleration. You'll see it. This thing is crazy fast. I think it does like 0 to 100. You know, when you have a proper start, which I'm not good at doing good starts. You'll see that. But if you do a proper start with it and you know get all your shift perfect, you know, you get 0 to 100 in I believe it's 2.7 seconds or 2.8 seconds, something crazy like that. First gear. There we go. This turn. I mean, if one of you guys have actually ever gone to the 24 hours of Spa, there's so many which spin out in that corner. Also this one as well, because well, when they just start and then they actually get up to this corner, you know, like the 50 cars, and they just all go through here. There's like 10 who just like drop out mostly. It's crazy. It's a crazy track spot. I really like it. I think it's one of the most beautiful racetracks in the world, except for maybe Bathurst. Yeah, but that's kind of it. So back to straight there. I'm gonna try and get the proper start, but I probably won't actually succeed at doing that. So yeah, I'll try it. But there you go. That's 100. It's 150. It's 200. It's 250. And we already have to brake the next. Just, I mean, how crazily fast is this thing? If I want to say a little bit more about the game, I'm trying to think of something I can say about the game, except for the fact that it has amazing graphics and relatively good driving physics as well. I have nothing more to say about that, except for it's a really good game. As I've said, it's $49.99, which is quite expensive, but if you like to play racing games, trust me, it's worth it. It's a lot of money, I know, but you can get a lot of hours of entertainment out of this game. I have personally myself, I've played about 120 hours of this over the course of the 8 months that it has been out. Another thing that the developers do is they release a new free car to the game every month, I think, and they have very persistently been doing that for the last 9 months since the game was released, which is really good. They're actually doing it, because, you know, I've heard developers say things, you know, our early supporters will get a DLC for free, and then it doesn't happen, but here it does happen. I'm gonna drive into the pits, and I want to show you another thing which I really like doing in the game. So let me get try and drive into the pits. There we go. Into the pits. Yeah, close that. Escape, and I'm gonna go exit. So what I want to show you to end this introductory video to Project Cars is I want to show you on the California Highway. The SEO coast, which is the same, but I kind of like the California Highway. So I'm gonna do it full, and you know, these kinds of tracks, you want to do them with a slightly less, you know, not with a hypercar or anything. You know, I did it once with I think with the Zonda R here, and it's not nice. You can't enjoy it because it has a lot of very sharp bends and not that much of straight bits. So one car I really like doing it. I really like doing this track. That was my phone. I just got a mail. I'm sorry for that. Is the Scion FRS. So it's like that, and I'm gonna make the weather a bit nice. So I'm gonna have it on clear, and let's press start. So I mean, this should take about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna end the video when I finish this. Okay, I am back. So then my game decided to crash, and then I tried to restart the scenario, and then it crashed again. So I have selected the Scion FRS, but I've selected the California Highway in reverse, and it seemed to work then. So I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to do some editing there. Yeah, let's drive. So it's basically the same track, but just in the other direction. So we're here in our Scion FRS interior. I don't know where the display is. They probably didn't put it in, because that would probably actually tank the frame rate. Helmet view, there's a car. It's in gray, dark gray, I think. So let's have it in first, and I just go. I'm gonna be driving this one calm. You know, I'm gonna be shifting up at like 5,000–6,000 RPM, not having my foot flat on the throttle. I just like to take these routes. They're not actually tracks, they're just routes. I like to take these easy, you know, just like calm driving. Because they ask for it. You know, want to chill out and look at the scenery. It's very, very beautiful, you'll see. I mean, I'm not saying the FRS is slow. It really isn't. It's not a slow car at all. It's actually quite fast. And brake. You see, this is what I mean. You get these kinds of turns, which they have like a hump in it, and you know, you go up and then down, and then up and then down. And if you do that with a car, which is too fast, you'd basically fly up the hills here. You'll get air, and you'll probably spin out, and it's not good. By the way, guys, the click you will be hearing now and then, this particular car in the game has a manual gearbox, so I like to use the stick shifter on my Driving Force GT instead of the pedals behind the wheel, and that's the clicky noise you'll hear every now and then. So the Scion FRS, what can I tell you about that? Scion is a Toyota brand, I believe. This is basically the Toyota GT86, but that's just rebranded, and I believe it has a little bit more power. Maybe some of you could tell me in the comments. But I know it has a 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. It has about 200 horsepower, something like that, I think. I think I know the version from Toyota costs about 30,000 euros, which is not actually a lot for a relatively fast coupe sports car. By the way, guys, before I forget to tell you, the speed you're seeing that you saw in the previous car, in the previous track, which is in the UI, that's kilometers an hour. For some reason, the GT86 in this game, or the Scion FRS I should call it, because otherwise the Scion FRS lovers are gonna get mad at me. It shows it in miles an hour. I do not know why, but whatever. You can change the interface as well, actually. So I have it mapped to a button in the steering wheel, and you can have like a very, very basic interface here, which just shows you the speed and the current lap time, you know, times as well, so the total time in Sector 1, Sector 2, I'm in Sector 2 now apparently. So Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3, you can have a very, very big interface, which shows you the pressure, the temperature of the tires, the temperature of the brakes, how hard you're pushing the accelerator and the brake. You can see that the green one is the accelerator and then the red one is the brake. You can see something for the gear as well, so if I change gear, that does its thing. It has the speed up there and how much power the engine is delivering, which can be quite interesting if you want to know how much horsepower and how much torque the car you're driving has. It also shows you a G meter for in the bends, total time, position. It shows you probably everything you could ever want to know. Then you have no interface at all if you just want to drive on instruments. Then you have a interface here which shows you, which is the interface I normally use. And when you go on further, you also have this interface, but without the rear view mirror, which I prefer because I really don't use the rear view mirror. Just look at how nice this is, with all the trees and then the rocks and nice and sharp bends. Ooh, hola, that's not good. There we go. That was not good. It's just very nice. We're along the sea there. You can see the sea on the left. If I get outside of the car, you'll be able to see that much better. Yeah, not now apparently, but you'll see a glimpse of sea every now and again. I hit the wall of the tunnel. That's not good. And I'm in way too high. You know what? This car, it's probably because it's less powerful, but it actually feels more grippy than the P1. It's probably just due to the fact that this has way less power. You know, we're talking 700 horsepower less. So, you can see the sea there. You can really hear me shifting. It's quite funny to see that. I can see on the on my second monitor, where I see the sort of wavy thing from the audio. I can see every time when I'm quiet for a second and I shift up or down, I actually see it spiking. It's quite funny. You can actually hear me shifting when I'm quiet. And I try not to be quiet a lot, by the way, guys. If I'm quiet for a few seconds, it's because I'm thinking of what I can say. I really don't like to be quiet. I like to have my talking during these kind of videos, you know, just go on. Also, guys, I wanted to ask you something. So I actually really like playing Forza on the Xbox One, and I was wondering if any of you guys could tell me how I could record um, the footage from my Xbox One and then get it onto my PC for editing and uploading it to YouTube. If one of you guys could tell me that, that would be really awesome. We're at the finish line. We're almost there. That took about 10 minutes. That's mostly because there's not a lot of just stretches of track. But I'll end my video there, guys. I want to thank you very, very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all of those YouTubey things. And I'll see you again in the next